A local resident is part of a fight over what ends up on the ballot in the voting booth. A Holocaust survivor speaks to local students. And in sports, a look at a playoff game between two Athens County opponents. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
The Athens County Board of Elections, along with a number of others around the state, is a defendant in a recently filed federal court case. Good evening, I'm Taylor Bocelli. Thanks for joining us. Local voters believe that the county is trying to suppress grassroots organizers. Newswatch reporter Ben Schwartz has the story.
Members of community action groups in 7 Ohio municipalities are filing a federal lawsuit against their respective boards of elections, as well as former Ohio Secretary of State John Husted. At issue, how local initiatives get on the ballot.
In 2017, grassroots organizers like Elliot Bryant helped get the Athens Cannabis Ordinance, also called TACO, on the ballot. Voters passed the ordinance, which effectively eliminated penalties for marijuana possession in the city. The initiative did receive some pushback from city officials, though.
That they wouldn't listen to us. Like, we spent a lot of time and energy researching cannabis law and making sure that our facts were right.
But was ultimately placed on the ballot for voters to decide. But under Ohio law, the Athens County Board of Elections has the discretion to not place local initiatives like this on the ballot, even if the initiative had enough valid signatures to qualify for ballot placement. Now, grassroots activists are suing, arguing this discretion given to the boards of elections is unconstitutional. We reached out to the Athens County Board of Elections, but they declined to comment on the lawsuit. Sarah Koya Bryant is one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit targeting these boards of elections. She says the boards of elections shouldn't be deciding the legality of ballot initiatives, only if they have enough signatures under the law to qualify for ballot placement.
They're not a judicial branch of government. These people don't have law degrees. They don't have any more ability to decide if something is lawful than you or I would.
The cities involved in the case are Athens, Youngstown, Toledo, Columbus, Portage, Medina, and Meigs. The suit is filed in federal court and will be heard in Ohio's 4th District.
Thank you, Ben. The official autopsy results of an Ohio University student has been released. 18-year-old Colin Wyant died in November at 45 Mill Street, the alleged unofficial annex house of the Sigma Pi fraternity. The Athens County coroner ruled that Wyant died due to suffocating from nitrous oxide ingestion, a drug commonly known as whippets. THC and alcohol was also found in his system. Nitrous oxide containers were found littered around his body. The death was ruled an accident. A Jackson woman who died after being rescued from Jackson Lake reportedly suffered from dementia. The Courier reports the victim has been identified as Linda Adkins. On Tuesday, Adkins' daughter reported to law enforcement her mother left their home in a white Honda CR-V. A sheriff's deputy found Adkins in the lake and was brought to Holzer Medical Center in Jackson, where she was later pronounced dead. 2 counties in southeast Ohio will be getting money to study broadband and internet expansion. The grant, given through the Appalachian Regional Commission, awarded $49,000 to Vinton County. Vinton and Meigs County will conduct a broadband feasibility study looking into creating the necessary infrastructure needed for a high-speed internet expansion in the region.
We've been really up and down in the temperatures lately. Hi everybody, I'm forecaster Nicholas Snyder. Look at this nice warm 46 degrees outside, pretty high pressure as well, with a pressure of 30.24 inches and rising, and the humidity of 46%. Winds are out of the northwest at 4 miles an hour. All across the area, temperatures in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Not quite spring-like just yet, but almost there. 39 in Columbus, 39 in Newark, 42 in Cambridge, 42 in New Lexington, all under mainly sunny skies. It was just a gorgeous day out there today. Now here are the highlights for the next couple of days. Warming up, a weekend rain is in store and another cool down is ahead. We're having another cold front come through in later on this weekend, and we'll talk more about that coming up in my full forecast in the next couple of minutes, Taylor. Enjoy this spring weather while it lasts.
Yes, we'll have to, since it's going to be a cold front afterwards. Thanks, Nicholas. A Holocaust survivor is visiting several cities in Ohio this week to speak to students. Reporter Caitlin Coolidge shows us how this man reached out to the Athens community yesterday.
Not what happened to me. I am what I choose to be.
That is Sammy Steigman's life motto. The 79-year-old is not only a Holocaust survivor, but a motivational speaker who travels the world. He spoke at Ohio University's Chabad last night about going through medical experiments in a Nazi concentration camp and how he has overcome many challenges in his life. He says his mission now is to empower young people to stand up against hatred towards any group of people.
The only thing that we can do is to be together, to be united, and to say this is not appropriate.
Joshua Trinamoritz, a founding member of Chabad at OU, says Chabad aims to follow Steigman's advice because he sees what he views as anti-Semitism on OU's campus a lot.
We've had banners ripped down. I mean, we see swastika and swastikas and stuff spray painted all over campus. So the real goal of Chabad is to kind of, I guess, educate.
Both Steigman and Trinamoritz say that although they are Jewish, it is important for them to combat prejudice towards any group of people, and to remember that not all who perished during the Holocaust were Jewish. Steigman ended the night saying almost half of the world's population doesn't know about the Holocaust, and about 1/3 think it never happened. He then encouraged the crowd to post pictures on social media with the phrase, "We remember," in order to spread awareness about this horrific time in history and encourage others to actively stand against hatred towards all people. For Newswatch, I'm Caitlin Coolidge.
Steigman visited Kent State University today and will be traveling to Mexico and Brazil next month to tell his life story and encourage more people to not be bystanders of hatred. Kentucky lawmakers are moving forward with the bill requiring public schools to display the motto, "In God We Trust," in prominent locations. This comes after the House Education Committee agreed to advance the proposal yesterday. Lead sponsor Representative Brandon Reed says these locations could include school entryways, cafeterias, and common areas. However, the bill's opponent, Reverend Jason Crosby, says this measure will give off the wrong message, coming off as only students who believe in God are welcomed at school. A Kentucky high school principal is facing criminal charges after police say he did not report a student's allegations of sex abuse. Principal Michael Siglinski of McCracken County High School didn't report that a student accused a fishing coach, John Parks, of touching him inappropriately. The Paducah Sun reports authorities did not begin investigating the case until the student complained to the sheriff's office a week ago. Siglinski is charged with official misconduct and failure to report child abuse. Parks was already charged with sex abuse and using an electronic communication system to solicit a minor. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine recommends increasing the state gas tax starting July 1st. DeWine suggests increasing the tax by 18 cents a gallon and annually adjusting it for inflation to maintain roads and bridges. This means the current 28-cent tax will increase to 46 cents, equating to roughly $1.2 billion. This will be split between ODOT and local governments. The budget still requires legislation approval. Cities and counties in West Virginia will now have more reason to consolidate their services. The West Virginia Senate approved consolidation incentives. The Intelligencer reports counties that consolidate can implement a 1% sales and use tax and receive preference for road projects. They can also become eligible for a 10% discount to their monthly regional jail bill for a decade. The bill will now go before the House Government Organization Committee. A new report shows that the Pentagon gave out over $100,000 illegally. And an update on the case involving Jussie Smollett. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at woub.org. And thank you.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box. But the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well then we got the show for you, Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we will be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We will also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, through stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
The Pentagon found that $280,000 were given to government employees without authorization. Today, the Department of Defense outlined results of a 2-year investigation. According to the report, Human Development Director Ellen Ardrey approved payments of $40,000 each as retirement buyout incentives to 7 national agency employees. According to the report, Ardrey allowed the workers to downgrade their positions for one pay period to speed up the approval process so those senior workers could quickly retire and get their bonuses. She also said in response to the report that she thought that what she did was allowed. The DoD, on the other hand, says her actions are in a gross mishandling of government resources. Actor and singer Jussie Smollett was arrested this morning on a felony charge of disorderly conduct for filing a false police report after claiming he was attacked last month by 2 men yelling racist and homophobic slurs. Omar Jimenez has the very latest.
I'm left hanging my head and asking why. Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations?
Jussie Smollett is now facing a felony charge of disorderly conduct, and it all stems from his own claims that police now say are false. The black and gay star of the Fox show Empire alleges that in the early morning hours of January 29th, he was attacked by these men, and claims they yelled racist and homophobic slurs, tied a rope around his neck, and poured an unknown substance on him. It was a story that set off a tidal wave of initial support from actors to presidential candidates.
We gave him the benefit of the doubt up until that 47th hour. But when we discovered the actual motive, quite frankly, it pissed everybody off.
As the investigation began to play out, police took these 2 brothers into custody as suspects.
Their attorney showed up. After speaking with these 2 people of interest, she said that something smelled fishy.
They were released without being charged. Phone records show Smollett spoke to the brothers before and after the attack, and police say Smollett paid these men $3,500 to stage the entire thing, reportedly unhappy with his salary on Empire.
I only hope that the truth about what happened receives the same amount of attention that the hoax did.
I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
Jussie Smollett also appeared in court today where bond was set at $100,000 and he was ordered to surrender his passport. An Alabama woman who joined ISIS is pleading to return to the U.S. to stand trial. 24-year-old Hoda Muthana left for Syria in November 2014 and is currently detained in a Kurdish refugee camp. A family representative said Muthana is a U.S. citizen and was born in New Jersey in 1994, but the Trump administration claims she was never an American citizen.
Well, it's interesting because Huda's not just asking to stroll on home with a free pass as if nothing wrong happened. What she's actually asking is to be held accountable to our legal system, to have the due process that any American citizen is entitled to. She was, in fact, born in the United States. Her father was not a diplomat at the time that she was born.
The debate on whether or not Muthana is an American citizen stems from whether or not her father was a diplomat at the time of her birth. A debate over the positives and negatives of sunscreen. That story's still ahead.
And weather-wise, we have an area of high pressure overhead, but that is about to move off to the east and bring in some rain for the weekend. I've got my full forecast coming up, but first a look at stocks of local interest.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at woub.org. And thank you.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well, then we got the show for you. Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we'll be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We'll also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
Well, a taste of spring was the story today as meteorological spring starts in about 8 days. Hi, everybody. I'm forecaster Nicholas Snyder. Look at the highs we had today. 45 in Columbus, 46 in Newark, 48 in Cambridge, 54 in New Martinsville, all under mainly sunny skies. It was just a very, very pleasant day. Here's a look at the current wind vectors. We're seeing generally calm winds. 5 to 10 miles an hour in these blues and 10 to 15 miles an hour in these greens. So again, generally calm winds, and it's all due to this prominent ridge in the jet stream. It's bringing that warm air up into the area, but that is all about to change as it moves out of the area, and this high pressure moves out of the area as well. We'll talk about that in a second, but first, let's get you through tonight. 43 at 8, 39 at 10, and 37 at midnight. Possible rain showers as we go throughout the night, mainly cloudy, though, as you go throughout the night. 30% chance of rain after midnight. Winds are out of the north at 0 to 5 miles an hour tonight. All across the area, temperatures will be in the upper 20s and lower 30s. 28 in Columbus, 27 in Newark, 31 in Cambridge. If you're going out and about tonight, make sure you grab a jacket. It will be quite a chilly one as you go out and about tonight. Hour by hour tomorrow morning, cloudy and mostly cloudy. 33 at 8 a.m., 38 at 10 a.m., 45 at noon. It will be a mainly cloudy day tomorrow. Watch out for an isolated shower. 49 degrees, mostly cloudy. Winds will be out of the northeast at 0 to 5 miles an hour as you go throughout the day tomorrow. And these showers may be stirred up by this stationary front down to our south. And that's what's going to be the primary weather maker going in for the next couple of days. And again, that'll continue to move up into the area going throughout the next couple of days. Watch out for some possible isolated freezing precipitation if you're going up to the northwest into the Chicago area. Here are 10-day air mass forecasts. Look at this gorgeous day we're going to have on Sunday. It's going to be pretty warm. Highs will be generally in the lower 60s and upper 50s, but cold air is returning for Monday as a cold front makes its way through, and we're going to see winter again before another pleasant day on Wednesday next week. But we're watching another storm system going into next weekend. Next Saturday, a low pressure is going to ride up the Ohio River, and we could see anything from rain, snow, freezing rain. We'll keep an eye on that as we go throughout the next couple of days. Here's your extended forecast. Rain on Saturday, 57, 60 degrees on Sunday with rain, 100% chance there. It will clear out for you in the afternoon, though. 45 on Monday with partly cloudy skies, 55 on Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies. 30% chance of rain on Wednesday at the high of 59, and a 30% chance of rain on Thursday with a high of 48. Taylor?
Thanks, Nicholas. Key West is the latest city to ban certain sunscreens with chemicals that could harm coral reefs. It won't go into effect until 2021, but the move is already ringing alarm bells in the medical community. The American Academy of Dermatologists is calling on Key West to reconsider. Meredith Wood is sorting through the debate in today's Health Minute.
Protecting the ocean.
In the areas where you've got a lot of these chemical sunscreens going into the water, those corals aren't going to come back.
Protecting our skin.
Our main interest is protecting patients from skin cancer.
Two sides of a growing debate.
Not just coral, it is also toxic to fish. It's toxic to algae. Oxybenzone is almost like an herbicide.
UVA rays from the sun penetrate deeper layers of the skin and are linked to melanoma. UVB rays damage outer layers and cause sunburns. While some sunscreens only block one type of ray, the American Academy of Dermatology says oxybenzone is among the few FDA-approved ingredients that blocks both.
The AAD's recommendations are based on the existing body of scientific evidence, and it may evolve if science evolves, but right now the research is not very persuasive.
For those concerned about the environment, there is some middle ground.
Using sunscreen is just part of a comprehensive sun protection plan. Sun-smart behavior is seeking out the shade, wearing sun-protective clothing.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Good evening, News Watchers. Let's talk sports, shall we? 5 different Ohio teams are in action tomorrow. We'll take a look at 4 of them after the break. And 2 TVC teams who get out of the postseason last night. We'll reveal the newest sectional champion when we come back. And be sure to stay tuned to your local television station. To WOUB, here's what's coming up tonight on your local public television station.
Is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well then we got the show for you. Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we will be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We will also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
Welcome back, News Watchers. I'm Blake Baker. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. Alexander swept Nelsonville York in the regular season, but last night NY had the chance to knock their conference rival out of the postseason. Now, Alexander was hitting early shots, but NY showed some life early. Here's Reese Robson working against Kayla Terry. Up and under, smooth move, tickles the twine. But from there, it was the Spartan show. They made 5 of their first 6 threes, and here's one of them as Cam Riley cans that one. And they just kept it coming, and they shot a whopping 51% in this game against NY. I wish the ref wasn't in the way, and this defender's got to wish he wasn't in Caleb Terry's way. Big man literally rocking the rim. That was a part of a 14-0 run to end the half, and the runs just kept on coming. Here's a 3 from J.K. Kearns, 3 of his 13 points on the night. That put his team up by 30. They went on to win by 36, 78-42, and Alexander's now sectional champs. Now, those two were alone in area hoops last night, but that is far from the case tonight. 7 teams in Hardwood Heroes coverage face win or go home scenarios. All these teams have already started, including the terrific 20-1 Vinton County Lady Vikings. Those games started at 6:15. These next 3 start promptly at 8. Meg's strong senior core is trying to make sure tonight is not their last game together. NY's boys are out, but his girls are still in it, and Eastern's girls can also move one step closer to a district title. Now, Ohio's basketball team got a slight change of schedule this weekend. Instead of their previously scheduled Saturday game, the Cats will host Bowling Green tomorrow night. And it's a good change, really, because Ohio gets to play on national TV. CBS Sports Network has the game, and it tips off at 6:30 tomorrow. The Bobcats have lost 6 straight games, and Bowling Green is tied atop the MAC. Coach Saul Phillips has specific focuses to avoid a second loss to the Falcons this season, and it certainly doesn't involve his guys feeling sorry for themselves.
Absolutely can't just say, well, they got hot and we can't do anything about it. That's a helpless feeling. So what can we do better to maybe disrupt them from shooting in rhythm, or, how can we make it a little more difficult for them? And that's what we focused on.
This segment is jam-packed with previews. Next up, the Ohio track and field team, who will finish their indoor season this weekend at the MAC Championships. Ohio's taking 14 girls to the conference championships, and they are ready. At last week's tune-up, Ohio had 5 top 5 finishers. Emily Deering broke her own school record, Alyssa Atkinson won her race, and those two will lead the team tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. Also facing an important match is Ohio women's golf. They'll compete tomorrow in the Rio Verde Invitational in Arizona in a match hosted by Western Michigan. Including the Broncos, 7 other MAC teams will compete starting tomorrow. Last year, the Cats earned 16th place out of 17 teams in this match. Here's to a better finish this time around. Now, I reserve my weekly prediction, which I call Blake's Take, for Ohio's softball team. The Cats will make up 2 games scheduled for last weekend. I'm predicting a sweep. On doubleheader days this season, Ohio is 5-1. To make it 7-1, they'll have to go through host Southern Illinois and Evansville, who are both supposed to play Ohio at Chattanooga Frost Classic last weekend. The Bobcats are batting .306 this season, and I predict the hits just keep on coming. That's all your news and notes in sports. Taylor, back to you.
Thanks, Blake. When you think Tyrannosaurus Rex, you think of the king of the dinosaurs. But a newly discovered fossil tells us that the T-Rex may not have been the only king. The fossil was found in Utah and is believed to be of this creature, Moros intrepidus. The findings were published Thursday in Communications Biology. According to the study, the dinosaur lived about 96 million years ago. But unlike the T-Rex, which stood about 12 feet tall and weighed up to 8 tons, the Moros was a lot smaller, between 3 and 4 feet tall. Researchers believe this little dinosaur fills the timeline between the earliest, smaller Tyrannosaurus and the T-Rex. And while lightweight, the Moros was quite fast and over millions of years evolved into the one and only, the T-Rex. Now over to...
Thanks, Taylor. 49 degrees tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Watch out for an isolated morning shower as you're going out and about tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northeast at 0 to 5 miles an hour. Again, all due to this stationary front. Push up a couple of showers into the area tomorrow, especially into tomorrow night into Saturday as we take a look at the extended forecast. 80% chance of rain on Saturday, 100% chance of rain on Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon will be partly cloudy, 45 on Monday, and cooling you back down for the beginning of next week. Taylor?
Thanks, Nicholas. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Taylor Pacelli. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great